Joe Montana. Some know him as Joe Cool. Others know him as the comeback kid. He is widely regarded as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. His story is not just one of football prowess, but of resilience, determination, and the unbreakable human spirit. Born and raised in the Steel City of New Eagle, Pennsylvania, Joe Montana's journey to football greatness began in the humblest of circumstances. As an 8-year-old child, he idolized his father, Joe Sr., who listed his son as a 9-year-old so that Montana could meet the league's minimum age requirement. Joe Sr. instilled in him the values of hard work, perseverance, and never backing down from a challenge. Little did young Joe know that these lessons would serve as the foundation for his future success. During his formative years, Montana took an interest in baseball and basketball, in addition to football, with basketball being his favorite sport. Montana Sr. started a local basketball team that his son played on. From an early age, Montana displayed an innate talent for the game of football. His athleticism, combined with an uncanny ability to read defenses and make split-second decisions, set him apart from his peers. Despite his small stature and unassuming demeanor, Montana possessed a quiet confidence that belied his age. Under the guidance of legendary coach Ara Parsegian, he honed his skills and emerged as one of the most electrifying quarterbacks in college football. Montana's path to football stardom took a pivotal turn during his college years at the University of Notre Dame. Faced with a choice between baseball and football, there was no doubt in Joe's mind he wanted to play football. In college, he took Notre Dame to win the 1977 NCAA National Championship, but 2 years later, he did something even more memorable. In a match against the Houston Cougars, Montana was off the field for most of the time due to suffering from hypothermia. He was being administered an IV drip of warm fluids, fed chicken soup, and wrapped in blankets. Medics tried their best to get him back in the field. When he finally emerged from the locker rooms in the third quarter, he helped Notre Dame score 23 points in the final 15 minutes to steal the win by a single point. This extraordinary event then became known as the Chicken Soup Game and was one of the most clutch moments in football history. But it was on the grandest stage of them all, the NFL, that Montana's legend truly began to take shape. Drafted by the San Francisco 49ers in 1979, he wasted no time in making his mark on the league. With his pinpoint accuracy, masterful command of the offense, and uncanny ability to rise to the occasion in clutch moments, Montana quickly established himself as one of the premier quarterbacks of his era. When he got promoted as quarterback in 1981, his ever-evolving performances helped turn the San Francisco franchise into a real NFL competitor, with a 13-3 record. Next year, a match against the Dallas Cowboys, the 49ers was everything but finished. The game would be decided by Joe Montana in the last minute of the game. Montana, after receiving the ball, ran towards the sideline as he was surrounded by the Cowboys. This incident has been known as the catch, as Montana barreled a high pass into the end zone towards Dwight Clark, who caught the ball, winning the game by 1 point. Another iconic moment in NFL history from Joe Montana. After accomplishing many feats like helping the 49ers win against the Cincinnati Bengals, winning the MVP award of the Super Bowl, bringing the 49ers into the NFC Championship game, beating the Miami Dolphins, and winning their second Super Bowl ring. His poise under pressure and knack for leading game-winning drives earned him the nickname Joe Cool and endeared him to fans across the country. Throughout his illustrious career, Montana achieved unparalleled success on the field. He led the 49ers to 4 Super Bowl victories, winning MVP honors in 3 of those games, a feat unmatched by any other player in NFL history. Poise under pressure and penchant for delivering in the biggest moments earned him the reputation as the greatest clutch quarterback of all time. Joe Montana was amongst other career-defining quarterbacks like Dan Marino, Jim Kelly, Joe Namath, and Johnny Unitas. Joe shined through and through anyway. At Super Bowl 19, Montana broke records with 357 yards thrown. Across 4 Super Bowls, Joe completed 83 out of 122 passes. And what's more awesome, none of those passes were intercepted. Safe to say, Montana was an era-defining player. But perhaps Montana's greatest triumph came not in the form of touchdowns or championships, but in the face of adversity. In 1986, during a game against the New York Giants, he suffered a devastating injury. It was a spinal disc in Montana's lower back and required immediate surgery. Injury was so severe that Montana's doctors suggested that Montana retire. Doctors warned him that he might never play football again, but Montana refused to accept defeat. It's no surprise that chronic traumatic encephalopathy, or CTE, was a common problem for NFL players. A 2023 study found evidence of CTE in 345 out of 376 former NFL players, causing problems like memory loss, many mental health issues, gradually leading to early death. By implementing new safety precaution measures, receivers in the era of Joe Montana had to fight more dangerously to get the ball. This makes the achievements of players like Montana that much more impressive. With unwavering determination and an indomitable will, Montana embarked on a grueling rehabilitation journey that would test his resolve like never before. Day in and day out, he pushed himself to the limit, defying the odds and silencing the doubters who said he would never return to form. During a 15-year career that was interrupted by injury and shortened seasons, Joe Montana still managed to throw over 40 40,000 yards. His resilience and perseverance inspired a nation and cemented his legacy as not just a football icon, but a symbol of hope and determination in the face of adversity. He was also a huge motivator for his team. Montana was traded to the Kansas City Chiefs on April 20, 1993, and signed a $10 million contract over 3 years after a professional rivalry between Montana and new 49ers QB Steve Young. This wasn't anything toxic or anything. Instead, this rivalry boosted Montana's morale. It helped him train and push harder than ever before. Other teammates would line up just to see the legendary Joe Montana practice. Much to anyone's surprise, Joe Montana led the Chiefs to 2 playoffs in 1994 and 95, before deciding to retire at the age of 38, the year to spare on his contract. Joe has said that he looks back in regret on his retirement, but his injuries were too much for him to bear. In the twilight of his career, Montana continued to defy Father Time, proving that age was just a number. He took time in owning horses and running a vineyard in Knights Valley. He also turned to the world of venture capital and investment. Even as the years took their toll on his body, his passion for the game burned as brightly as ever. And when he finally hung up his cleats for good, he did so not as a defeated warrior, but as a living legend whose legacy would endure for generations to come. The year Montana retired, Tom Brady was enrolling as a freshman in college. You see where this is heading, right? Brady was always idolizing Montana and the way he played the game. And like his hero, Brady completed legendary feats of his own, like he went on to win 6 Super Bowls titles in total, more than any other player or franchise in history. Joe Montana himself has said that Brady secured the place as the greatest of all time. Today, Joe Montana's name is synonymous with greatness. His impact on the game of football transcends statistics and accolades, serving as a shining example of what can be achieved through hard work, perseverance, and unwavering determination. As fans, we may never witness another player quite like Joe Montana, but his legacy will continue to inspire and uplift us for years to come. He truly is the definite NFL quarterback blueprint. That's it for today. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like. Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. Also, consider subscribing to our channel by clicking on the bell icon. That'll help you to stay up to date with our contents. Check out these other clips from our channel.